Hello everyone, today is Monday, August 12th. It's 9:38 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just getting around to making today's video. Have something really interesting to show you today. Just going to highlight a few charts, but want to talk about the trade we see right here on the E-mini S&P 987 tick chart. I have a modest goal, a single contract with a $400 goal, and we're using our open range filter. And if you look at this trade, this kind of shows one setup is all you need. This is kind of something that Jim was employing in his very successful live videos that we were watching. He often was looking for a trade right off the open and taking a bias of either going long or short. The open range filter helps you to have that bias, even if you don't know how to find it, if you don't have the experience to gain an opinion on whether the market should go short or long. The open range filter kind of does that job for you with the simple rule: it'll only go short if trade is below the market, and it'll only go long if trade is above the market. Now the reason I'm showing this is because what I want to get across here is one setup is all you need, and this particular setup, I've noticed, repeats itself quite a bit. So let's look at some other charts. I'm just going to show some different days, and I only went back in my YouTube videos about a week, and I came up with a good 5 or 6 examples or more. So let's take a look at that. Okay, so I just went back a few days and selected a few charts. And all of these charts have the same trade, basically. The trade takes place very close to the open of the session here, 9:33. The original chart here from today, you can see right off the open here. This is the same setup on the NASDAQ 150 Heikin-Ashi tick chart. Here is a chart of the DAX on a 150 Heikin-Ashi tick chart, and you can see the time of the trade is in the first few minutes of trading. Next we have the E-mini S&P on a Super Renko 6 tick chart. You can see the dates of the charts up here. This is from the 5th. In fact, the first 4 or 5 charts are from the 5th. Once again, this setup right here, right off the open, just beautiful setup. Here's another one. Here we can see the time right off the open. This is the E-mini S&P on a Super Renko 4 tick, and this one is also from the 5th, as you can see here. And this is that template with the open range filter and the step MA, but still that same trade. Okay, this is the DAX, and this goes back to the 18th of July, and even though there's a loser here, this took this trade here with better money management, or different money management, I should say. That could have been a winner had I trailed my stop here. Here the entry was looks like 12,247, and the market went as high as 65. So that's almost 20 ticks. If I would have had a trailing my stop after, say, 16 or 17 ticks, this could have been a winner, and then this wouldn't have had to go so far. So perhaps I should look at this chart again and see if I might want to do that. But anyway, this made up for that. It made up for the loser. The drawdown here was only about $100. Remember, all these charts are showing a single contract, and it actually had 2 trades. This probably hit its profit target and then went short again, but still hit its goal in spite of the loser here. And then this chart from the 18th on the DAX 150 Heikin-Ashi chart. And here I included which video it was from, VLog 769 on that one. This is from that video on the 5th. So this is also from the 5th here. You can see here. Here's the date up here, and this is the same chart, the E-mini S&P on this 987 Heikin-Ashi tick chart. And I don't know if we had slippage here. I have a higher profit target, but same exact trade right here, right off the open, and this is from just a few days ago on this video down here. Here's another example on an E-mini S&P Super Renko 6 tick chart, and this is from August 2nd. So these are all pretty recent. I'm sure there's a lot more. And here's yet another example, VLog 781, and this is from August 2nd, and another Super Renko 6 tick chart. Again, note the time, about 10 minutes after the open. So here's that one on the E-mini S&P from the 5th, and then here it is today. Very, very similar trade. So the point of all this is what do you see here? We see a very obvious pattern that the Autotrader does very well, and you could build your trading around this setup. You could literally set your begin and end time to only trade not all day like this, but just say from 9 to 11 or so. Or there's a number of ways you could do that. You could wait for the first pullback. This is what Jim was doing. He was basically, waiting for this, this sell-off and then this first pullback. Or you could wait for red bars and then the pullback to the volatility stop, which happened right here. And you could have manually got short here, but this is a limit order, folks. So on this one, it's a 3-tick pullback on a 987 Heikin-Ashi chart. I think I used to have this much deeper. 3 ticks, and point of all this is to show you how you can hone in on even a single setup and let your trading plan revolve around this. I believe this is really, really strong. So I just wanted to highlight a few charts today. This is the E-mini S&P Super Renko 4 tick with a Super Renko 8 higher time frame. And this one I'm going to leave at 2 contracts. It has a goal of 750. This is how I used to show the charts with 2 contracts. So this is looking for 375 a contract. You have a little bit more leeway in configuring your charts. This drew down about $400, but it did recover and ended up hitting its goal, as you can see here, and just had 1 tick of slippage. The DAX on 150 Heikin-Ashi chart did 437.50, and kind of that trade we were talking about to the long side a little bit later, an hour after the session close, and the goal on this is 500. The crude oil on a Super Renko 8 tick has, again, when I lost my charts, I had to recreate them, and so I didn't shorten the profit target. So just trading a single contract, this did 650 today, and the equity high here was a little above that, maybe $100 higher. Okay, the DAX on a 377 Heikin-Ashi chart. This has always been a strong performer, and it hit its goal today, 437.50, a little bit shy of its goal actually, but still a nice gain for the day. Okay, so I wanted to bring over the template and show all the charts and their performance, and you can see everything here. I've organized it a little bit differently, and I've also gotten rid of a couple of line break charts that I'm not going to follow, as I don't think there's a whole lot of interest. I want to add a few more charts to the NQ, some different time frames, so I want to grow this a little bit. The E-mini S&P, plenty to choose from, same with the DAX, but performance today was very, very strong, as you can see, and as our spreadsheet goes over time, we'll be able to glean some statistics from it, and that ought to be interesting. That's all for today's video. Thanks for watching.